Have you ever looked at your guinea pig and wondered, am I really feeding you the right stuff? Well, you've come to the right place. It's about so much more than just a bowl of pellets, and honestly, getting their diet right is the single most important thing you can do for their health. So let's build their perfect meal plan, right from the ground up.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll get into why their diet is so incredibly specific. Then, we're going to build their food pyramid, starting with the absolute foundation, hay. From there, we'll talk about their daily vitamin boost from veggies and pellets, cover the fun stuff, treats, and then get serious with the never-ever list before we put it all together on their perfect plate.
So, you think you know what a guinea pig eats? I bet you'll be surprised. It's so much more than just a scoop of dry food and maybe a carrot stick. I'm telling you, their health, their happiness, their entire biology, it all hinges on getting this just right.
So, let's kick things off with a big why. Why is their diet so important? Well, it all comes down to the fact that a guinea pig's body has some very specific, non-negotiable needs, and understanding these is the key to, well, everything else we're about to cover.
Here are the two things you absolutely have to know. First, just like us humans, guinea pigs cannot make their own vitamin C at all. They have to get it from their food every single day, or they can get really sick. And second, their teeth never ever stop growing. So their food isn't just for nutrition, it literally has to act like sandpaper to grind those teeth down. These two biological quirks, they dictate everything.
Okay, so that brings us to the absolute, undisputed cornerstone of their diet. Seriously, if you remember only one thing from this entire guide, make it this part right here.
80%. Let that sink in. A whopping 80% of what your guinea pig munches on every single day should be one thing and one thing only: good quality hay. It's not a side dish, it's not bedding, it is the main course, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
This chart really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? I mean, look at that giant green section. That's hay. All those fresh veggies we love to give them, that's just about 15%. And the pellets? A teeny tiny 5% sliver. The vast majority has got to be hay.
So why is hay the undisputed king? Well, because it solves both of their biggest biological problems in one go. The high fiber is absolutely crucial for keeping their sensitive digestive systems moving along properly. And all that nonstop chewing on those tough fibrous strands, that's the sandpaper we were talking about, constantly grinding down those ever-growing teeth. It's their toothbrush and their digestive medicine all rolled into one.
All right, with our 80% hay foundation rock solid, let's add the next layer, the daily essentials. This is where we deliver that mission-critical vitamin C and all the other key nutrients.
Now, the golden rule here is super simple and easy to remember. You want to aim for about 1 cup of fresh, safe vegetables for each guinea pig you have, every single day. Think of it as their daily vitamin supplement, but way tastier.
But you know, not all veggies are created equal, especially in the vitamin C department. So which ones should be at the very top of your grocery list to make sure they're getting that powerful punch they need?
Okay, this chart is fantastic. Red bell peppers are an absolute superstar, totally safe for daily feeding and just loaded with vitamin C. Kale and collard greens are also excellent staples to have in rotation. But hey, notice the note on Brussels sprouts? While they are packed with vitamin C, they can also cause gas. So think of them as a very occasional, tiny treat, not a daily food. The real key here is variety.
Now for that final 5%, the pellets. You're looking for a small amount of plain, Timothy hay-based pellets. And this is so important. Please avoid those colorful muesli mixes with all the seeds and bright bits. Guinea pigs are smart, and they'll just pick out the sugary, unhealthy stuff and leave the good bits behind, which totally defeats the purpose.
Okay, let's get to the fun part, treats. This is a great way to bond and add a little excitement to their day. But it's also where things can go wrong if we're not careful. I'm talking specifically about fruit.
This quote really says it all. Because fruit is so high in sugar, you have to think of it like candy for a kid. It's a special occasion thing. A tiny piece of apple or a single blueberry maybe once or twice a week, that's a wonderful treat. Any more than that, and you're risking digestive upset and weight gain.
And here's a quick pro tip. Whenever you're introducing any new food, not just treats, follow these simple steps. Start with a teeny tiny piece. Keep an eye out for any signs of an upset stomach. And of course, always wash produce really well and take out any seeds or pits.
All right, we need to switch gears and get serious for a minute.
While there are tons of safe foods, some common things you have in your kitchen are actually dangerous, even toxic for guinea pigs. This is the never, ever, ever list.
Right at the top of that list, anything in the onion family. That means onions, garlic, leeks, chives, all of it. They're all toxic and can cause really serious damage to a guinea pig's red blood cells. Just keep them far, far away. Next up, potatoes and rhubarb. Every single part of these plants has natural toxins that are poisonous to guinea pigs. They should never be fed these, not even a tiny little bite.
And this one might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised. Dairy, nuts, and seeds are just not part of a guinea pig's natural diet. Their digestive systems simply aren't built to handle all that fat, and it can cause some really severe stomach problems.
Now, this slide is so important because it highlights something that can be really confusing. The ripe red fruit of a tomato? That's a perfectly safe treat in moderation. But the green parts, the leaves, the vine, the stem of the plant, those are toxic. It's a super critical distinction to remember.
And finally, let's bust a huge myth. You might see those little salt or mineral licks sold in pet stores, but they are not only unnecessary, they're actually harmful. The excess minerals can lead to the formation of incredibly painful bladder stones, which often need surgery. They get all the salt they need from their pellets, period.
Phew. So, we've covered the good, the bad, and the absolute essentials. Now let's bring it all together and see what a perfect week of feeding your little buddy actually looks like. This sample plan is such a fantastic tool. What's really important to notice here is the variety. See how the leafy greens and veggies are switched up every single day? That ensures they get a wide range of nutrients. And, this is a big one, it helps prevent them from becoming picky eaters. And look, see how the fruit, the apple and blueberry, only shows up twice all week as a tiny treat? That's the way to do it.
So, to wrap it all up, just remember this isn't about opinions or what you read on some random blog. This is about veterinarian science. The formula is proven: a diet built on a mountain of unlimited hay, topped off with a daily variety of fresh, vitamin C-rich vegetables, and just a tiny sprinkle of plain pellets. That right there is the key to a long, healthy, and happy life for your guinea pig.
So, with their perfect plate all sorted out, you've totally mastered the cornerstone of their health. But, diet is just one piece of the puzzle. The next big question is, what is their cage telling you about how they're doing? We'll dive into that in our next explainer.